I think most of the Japanese businesses over here came because of her. she's really good. Teresa has served the Japan-America Society of Indiana, JASI, since 1988 as one of its founding staff and as executive director since 1990. Japan-America Society of Indiana is a not-for-profit cultural, educational, and business association offering the largest network of American and Japanese companies and communities in Indiana. She has worked with the Japanese for almost 30 years and maintains a wide network of contacts in Indiana, United States, and Japan. Teresa lived in Japan for 6 years, for 3 years as an account executive with the Osaka Advertising Agency supervising Middle East accounts for Sanyo Electric Trading Company, and for 3 years as an English instructor in Niigata Prefecture through the Catholic Church. She also helped establish the Far East office of Converse Inc. in Osaka, and in 2009 she was appointed by Governor Tomikazu Fukuda of Tochigi Prefecture as an ambassador for global friendship. She was selected as the only Midwest representative to Japan's Prime Minister Yasuo Fukuda's roundtable in 2007, and in 2004, the Japanese government awarded her the commendation of the 150th anniversary of the U.S.-Japan relationship. And she is the only non-Japanese director on the board of Indiana Japan Chamber. And in 2012, she received the Sagamore of the Wabash Award from Governor Mitch Daniels, one of Indiana's highest honor conferred by the governor to worthy citizens in recognition of their significant contribution to the state. Teresa graduated from Purdue University with a degree in public relations. She speaks Japanese and has studied French and Polish. Teresa served as the 2011 skipper of the Hoosier Canoe and Kayak Club and is a member of Central Indiana Wilderness Club. So please join me in welcoming Teresa Holzak.
Boiler up. It's really an honor and a delight to be with you today. Your spirit is so bright and encouraging for us. Thank you for coming to spend your lunch learning about Japan and Indiana. Ogata-san is one of our best volunteers. He's a hero for us. So when he said that this month you would be focusing on Japan, we said we must be there. And again, we really appreciate your interest in spending time to learn a little bit more about the history of our state and the country of Japan. As he mentioned, I did graduate from Purdue. I was born in Indy, and it was through Purdue that I first went to Japan on an English teaching program. It was just supposed to be for 1 year, but I completely fell in love with the country and the people, ended up spending another year until it was 6 years, and then thought I should maybe get home to Indiana at this point. And that was in 1987 when Subaru was just breaking ground in Lafayette. And it was really the Subaru plant that we really believe heralded or ushered in maybe the new era of the Indiana-Japan relationship. So it's always really special for me to be in Lafayette. One of my most favorite places, and it's because of the great people here that the Indiana-Japan relationship is as vibrant and robust as it is. We have two parts to our program, and I'm going to go a little bit quickly so that we have time for Chiaki Tokiwa, who is here from Japan for 2 years with our organization, and her mission is educational outreach to introduce Japan to schools and other not-for-profit organizations. So I want to be sure to leave time for Chiaki too. But we'll start with just a brief kind of overview of the history of Japan and Indiana. A lot of people don't realize that it goes back almost 150 years, and there's some really cool connections. One of them, the first, is there were 4 Japanese students who studied at DePauw, IU, and Earlham College as early as the late 1800s. And one of those students, Ambassador Chinda, went on to become Japan's ambassador to the United States. He was one of the first Japanese students ever to be in Indiana, graduated from DePauw, and it was Ambassador Chinda who worked with President Taft to bring the first gift of cherry trees to Washington, D.C. And so now when we see the magnificent, spectacular vista of cherry trees, the National Cherry Tree Festival, it was Ambassador Chinda who played a major role in making that happen, and he graduated from DePauw. Earlham College's graduate Esther Rhodes was a tutor to the royal family in Japan. And then this is also, I think, a really fun connection. There was another Greencastle connection. John Eng introduced modern apple cultivation to Japan. The Japanese had really, really small little bitter apples, and it was John Eng who went to Japan and helped them understand Western farming techniques. And the first, I would say, what we would consider a real apple that we would want to eat was developed because of John Eng. The Japanese called it the Indo Ringo. And a lot of Japanese think that it's from India. Well, India doesn't really have apples. And that first name, Indo Ringo, was because of Indiana and John Eng. And the Japanese call him the Johnny Appleseed of Japan. So a couple of fun historical, some of the first connections between Japan and Indiana. And then we'll sort of jump over to sort of the history of the economic partnerships between India and Japan. And because we're trying to really be respectful of time, I'll go through this sort of quickly. Again, 1986, when Subaru first arrived in Indiana, the Sony plant was one of the first large Japanese companies here. And at that time, it was the largest producer of compact discs in the United States in Terre Haute. Subaru brought with it a whole host of its Japanese supplier companies and really created, again, the first direct relationships between Japanese companies and Indiana. Our organization, Japan American Society, was established in 1988. Since then, many other Japanese manufacturers have come to Indiana, Toyota in Princeton. In 1999, we created a sister prefecture relationship with a prefecture in Japan, which is like a state. Honda arrived at Greensburg in 2006, and now there are over 250 Japanese companies in the state. But to really help you understand how important that is, those companies employ 52,000 Hoosiers, which is substantially larger than many small towns in Indiana. And if you jump down to point 3, on a per capita basis, the volume of Japanese investment in Indiana, we rank number 1 among all 50 states in terms of the economic investment based on a per capita population ranking of all 50 states. So the economic partnership with Japan is just incredibly important and has had such a really positive impact on many communities. Another important statistic is we're actually the only state in the country that has 3 Japanese automotive plants. Other states might have Nissan, they might have a Honda, but we're the only state that actually has 3 Japanese automotive assembly plants, and then all of their supplier companies here. We are considered by Japan as a very friendly, warm, welcoming state, in part because of our organization, the Japan American Society. I remember when I first graduated from Purdue, you couldn't find sushi anywhere in Indiana. Most people had never heard of it, and even when I came back from Japan, it was almost impossible to find a Japanese restaurant. And now we can go into any Marsh restaurant, get sushi right there, and many delicious kinds of Japanese food. There are 5 Japanese Saturday schools in Indiana where Japanese children go every Saturday to keep up on their own language and also some math and science. and there are now 13 sister city relationships, including the Lafayette Ota relationship, which has been really, really active and a great sister city relationship. Our organization, Japan American Society of Indiana, is a not-for-profit cultural and educational organization. We, you might say, cover the state. We have an office in downtown Indianapolis with 3 staff members. And what we do are cultural programs, educational outreach, training to help Hoosiers who are interested in Japan understand Japanese business and culture. And then we also help welcome Japanese who are coming here. When they first arrive, often the families aren't sure where they can find doctors, where the schools are, just some assistance for their daily living, and then a lot of social activities. So we have a really good network of communities throughout the state of people who are interested in Japan, and try to serve that basically by programming that we do and helping people find the connections that they're interested in. So that's a quick look, the fast forward look at the big picture of Indiana, Japan, where it started, where we are right now. And then I'm going to introduce Chiaki Tokiwa, who arrived from Japan just about 2 years ago as part of a program with the Japan Foundation to do a lot of educational outreach, visiting schools and other organizations. She's going to give us a really quick primer on Japanese culture and etiquette, kind of Japan 101. And then we'll leave some time for questions for both of us. Chiaki.
Hello. こんにちは。Do you know こんにちは? So hello in Japanese is こんにちはですね。こんにちは。My name is Chiaki Tokiwa with Japan American Society of Indiana. I'm very happy to be here today, and I'm so glad to hear you had a sister club with Tokyo Kiwanis group. So hopefully you will have some guests from Japan, and also maybe some of you will go to Japan someday soon.
Yes.
Hi. So today I would like to share some basic etiquette in Japan or with Japanese people, and also I would like to introduce some characteristic of Japanese people. Okay. So first, basic Japanese etiquette. First, I would like to introduce the bowing etiquette. So yeah, we bow. ですよね。We bow when we greet to someone. In Japanese, ojigi. Ojigi means bowing. Bowing. So we have 3 kinds of bowing. So one is 15-degree angle, like a little bit. This is for casual greetings. And so for example, when we pass by someone, we bow a little bit. So this is very casual one. And the next one is 30-degree angle. So it's a little bit deeper. And this is for general greetings. So for like your friends or co-worker or neighbors, we use this bowing. And also in department store in Japan, the staff will greet to customers with this bowing to welcome customers. And the last one is the most polite bowing, and to show deeper appreciation, or if you want to apologize to someone, we use the most polite bowing, 45 degree. So like this much, kana? And also when we greet to seniors, like older people or high rank people, we use this bowing. So if you are okay, I wanna practice together with you. Yeah, そうですね。はい。Okay. Yeah. Yeah, if it's hard for you, it's okay. So first, the 15-degree angle, so you can just bow a little bit. Yeah, and so and for the ladies, maybe it's good to hold the hands like this. Yeah, and for men, just you can lean on your body. Yeah, okay. Hi, and the eyes is going down naturally, not like this. Okay. Hi, going down naturally ですね。Okay, the next I want to try the 30-degree bowing. はい。Good, good, good. いいですね。はい。じゃあ、let's try the last one. It's the most deepest one. Okay, 45-degree. Hi, good, good, good. Hi. So maybe, so if you have some guests from Japan, maybe you should use this one, 45-degree, to show your appreciation. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. はい。あとは、ちょっと待ってくださいね。And the next one is a business card exchange. So business card is very important for Japanese. So do you have business card? あります。Okay. Do you have like business card folders like this? Good, good, good. So in Japan, most of people have a nice business card folder, and there's a certain way to present the business card. So Teresa-san, いいですか? So I want to show you. いいですか? So when we exchange a business card, so we hold the cards with both hands like this, and the card will face to the person. はい。And the receiver also receive the card with both hands. Hi. So maybe introduce myself. So my name is Chiaki Tokiwa with Japan American Society of Indiana. Nice to meet you. Hi. Thank you. ありがとうございます. And then すいません. And then when you receive the card, take a moment to look at the card and try to memorize his or her name. And if you can memorize his name or her name, then you can put his or her card nicely into the holder. And so never in your back pocket or wallet. So please keep in the card folder. And so sometimes, we have 3 or 4 guests, and maybe it's hard to memorize their name. Then you can place the card on the desk like this. So this card is for him, this card is for him, this card is for him. So you can put the card like a map. Then you can easily to call their name, right? Hi. Hi. Is it same? Okay, good, good, good. So yeah, business card exchange is also important in Japan, in Japanese culture. Okay, the number 3 is the seating protocol. So for example, this is the meeting room, and here's the door, and usually the host side direct the seat for the guest, and usually the host side is closer to the door, and then the guest side is far from the door, and then usually the main negotiator will be in the middle, and the highest ranking person to the far from the door. And so lowest ranking people is close to the door, and host side and the lowest ranking person, so he or she will take care of everything. for drinking or make the copies or so he will take care of everything. And it's same for the any situation like reception or drinking party. So lowest ranking person will be close to the door and he or she will take care of the party. Hi. Okay. and drinking etiquette, it's not only for alcohol, it's also for the soft drink. But so we serve others first and put myself last. So be proactive to pour the beer or sake or soft drink to others first. And especially if you're younger than them, be proactive to pour the beer or soft drinks. And so watch other people carefully. And for example, if your cup is empty, then I try to pour. So if you're full, then leave the glass full. Then it means I'm full. So if your glass is empty, maybe many people trying to pour the beer or soft drink again and again. So yeah, and also when you serve the beer or drink, hold the bottle with both hands. And also the label is facing up. I think this is most polite serving way. And also for the sake, Japanese sake, also we use both hands to hold the bottles. Hi. And also gifts are very important. An important tradition when you visit someone's home or office, or when you host guests, and gifts are usually wrapped nicely, and so local gifts are more meaningful. So if you are visiting to Japan, then maybe I recommend to bring something from Indiana or made in USA. Yeah, it's more appreciated. And so for Japanese people, we don't open the gift in presence of giver. So if you wanna open, then maybe you can ask, may I open or can I open? Or sometimes the giver said, please open. Then you can open the gifts. And also, this is important, avoid the colors such as black and white. So only black is okay, only white is okay, but the combination of black and white means funeral in Japan. So avoid the combination of black and white. Yeah? Okay. Hi. And for understanding Japanese society and communication, I think it's good to know we have a seniority system in Japan. So in old days, older people received higher salary and position, and so younger people respect to older people, and so that's why we have those words in Japanese. So senpai means senior, and kohai means junior. So kohai, junior, must show respect to senpai, seniors, in all situations, including at office, drinking situation, or dinner events. So like as I explain about drinking etiquette, so juniors, the kohai, show respect to senpai, seniors. Okay, and so Japanese people need time to decide or give the answer. So especially maybe, in business situation, Japanese people considerable information and consult internally and plan slowly before taking action. And also, we don't want to hurt someone's feelings by speaking too directly. And also, we are afraid to say wrong things. So when I came here, for me it's so difficult because in the meeting, everyone asked me, "What do you think?" or "How about this?" But for me, it's difficult, and I needed some time to decide my opinion. So so I think it's good to know. Yeah. And also Japanese people are detail oriented. So this is an example for an event. So here's the time and how long, and this is what we're gonna do, and which place, and who has a responsibility. So we decide detailed information in advance, and so we prefer to know the detail in advance. So, hi. How about you? Do you want to know the detail in advance? No, sometimes. So, yeah.
Camilla, you're Japanese, right?
I must be.
So I think many Japanese want to know detail in advance. Hi. Okay. And also Japanese people are very punctual. So do you know this? Hi, Shinkansen. 新幹線 is a bullet train. So in Japan, Shinkansen or train or buses are always on time. So if Shinkansen delays, it's considered a big problem. And also for the meeting, we wanna start the meeting on time. So people try to be there like 5 or 10 minutes before it begins. So, the keep the time is very important for Japanese. Okay, and so, もうちょっといいですか? Maybe you will go to Japan someday. So I wanna tell some recommendation to visit. So maybe first Tokyo. It's a capital and it's very big city like New York. And this is the new landmark tower, Skytree. So it's very beautiful. And also in Tokyo, there is so many shops and restaurant and museum, many places to visit. So Tokyo is a good place to go. And also compared to Tokyo, Kyoto is a very historical place. So there is so many temple like this. This is a very famous one. Kinkakuji, it's a golden temple. So this covered with gold. Yeah, it's very shiny and elegant. Yeah, and also Kyoto has many traditional Japanese garden. So it's also beautiful. And also this is Kiyomizu Dera. So for spring, you can see many cherry blossoms in Japan. It's also beautiful. And also we have nice countryside. So this is traditional Japanese houses. It's in Shirakawa-go. It's in Takayama, Shirakawa-go. And in winter time, the houses are covering with snow. It's also beautiful. And so this is my hometown, Togakushi. Hi, my hometown is also countryside. It's in Nagano Prefecture. Have you ever heard Nagano before? Hi, Olympics, yes. So we have lots of natures and mountains. And so this is me. So we have huge trees there. And also Togakushi is very famous for ninja. Hi, ninja. So we have a tourist park to practice like ninja. So it will be fun too. And so this is mountain. And also we have, so since the Japan is an island, so we have ocean, sea like this. So this is Niigata Prefecture. We have beautiful sea, and also if you like fish, in the morning you can experience pulling the fishing net or something like this. Hi. And also Japanese food are amazing, and so you can try fresh fish and tonkatsu, it's a fried pork, and okonomiyaki, it's a cabbage pancake, and also ramen, Japanese noodle. I want to introduce more, but we don't have enough time. So, and here is some travel tips. So, the JNTO is a very useful website, and also Jalan or Rakuten Travel, you can get some tips for traveling, and I think train is very convenient in Japan, so you can use this website, then you can check the time with your cell phone or computer. Hi. Okay. Hi. Then if you have any questions to ask, we are happy to answer. Hi.
Every time you finish a sentence, you say hi. Are you saying okay? Or
Hi.
what does that mean?
Hi means yes
お
とか、yeah.
Oh, okay.
ですかね。はい。so sorry, I'm so Japanese. はい。
Now, in the schools in Japan,
はい。
is English taught widespread across the country?
Yes. So we start studying English from junior high school level.
So nearly everybody is bilingual. Huh?
But I think Japanese people are good at writing and reading, but not for speaking or communication. It's so difficult for us to speak English, but I think they can try. And, yeah.
Does your younger generation still bow to the elders and
Yes.
and stuff like that?
Yes.
Okay.
So teacher tell us at school. Hi. Bow to the teacher. Hi.
So I'm sort of curious with the new technologies, and are some people leaping that junior senior hierarchy as they're going up because of their skill set?
Do you mean skipping grades?
No, I'm thinking in terms of being in a corporation. If you're in a corporation and you have a really important skill set, such as computers and IT and programming, are they skipping that sort of gradual hierarchy from junior to senior?
So
There's so much about Japanese culture that we couldn't touch upon today, but something that's really fundamental is the teamwork concept and everybody being a part of a team, and sort of actually going through the process of learning various aspects of the companies. And because you're part of a team, it's not the case that you are promoting yourself as an individual and saying, I'm this expert at this form of technology, therefore I should leapfrog Chiaki in the corporate structure. It would be much more Japanese, and you'd be viewed as a much more valuable manager if you are humble about your skill set. You obviously have that talent, but you're part of the team, and you're not trying to be individualistic or self-promoting about going up the corporate ladder. I would say that we are much more aggressive in trying to jump from job to job and go up the corporate ladder. In Japan, you're seen as a much better manager if you, again, are part of the team and understand that it takes time to go through the system.
What's the biggest difference, or perhaps the biggest accommodation or change that Japanese companies who come to the U.S. have to make when they hire American workers or work with American workers?
It really, that speaks to a similar point, and what Chiaki mentioned about the Japanese aren't ready to speak their opinion as directly, and they take a lot of time to make decisions. We're here in the U.S., from a young age, we're taught to speak our opinion and develop our own thoughts, formulate our own opinion. And so in meetings here in the U.S., obviously, there's a lot of back and forth, a lot of sharing of opinions very directly. The Japanese aren't as comfortable with that. The decision process in Japan is much more of a consensus, where there's a lot of research to collect data, a lot of internal discussions, and then a decision is formulated. So Americans are used to a much more direct, confrontational type of dialogue in the company, just really being direct about things, and the Japanese approach it, I would say, much more methodically. And I don't want to really use the word diplomatically, but they're just more careful about speaking out directly. And then when Japanese executives come here, many of them, their English skills are not that strong. So they're faced with a really direct communication style here, but their language skills really can't keep up at all. So it's the whole communication part of it that's at the root of all the challenges.
Speaking to that point, I just read yesterday about a situation when President Carter visited Japan, came home and announced that they had an agreement on something, which was a surprise to the Japanese people because they had spoken to him in what amounted to, we would say, roundabout terms. In other words, I'll think about it. He believed they'd done it.
That's a really common experience where often the Japanese, and in a diplomatic situation, this wouldn't exactly be the case, but they don't want to hurt feelings and they don't want to be direct about saying no. So it might seem that as they're going through a dialogue, especially in a business sense or a political sense, that they're either agreeing or they're acknowledging, yes, we are maybe moving in that direction, but they may be approaching it in a much more slower way than we are. And I'm not sure if that gives such a direct answer. That's actually happened in a couple of the Indiana trips with people from state government, where they thought that something was happening in Japan and that the Japanese had agreed to something, and everybody came home and it's like, no, they never agreed to that. That wasn't the case. So sometimes it's just a simple, innocent case of misinterpretation of what's happening, but often it can be because the Japanese just don't naturally speak directly as we do, even among themselves. So it's not a Japan-US or Japanese-American thing, but even among themselves, they're much more polite and indirect, I think, than we are.
Does that then, your respect and politeness and consideration, does that lead to less conflict in your country as a whole?
I think that we have more direct conflict in the United States in terms of outward violence and very obvious crime. And any of you who have traveled in Japan know that the Japanese are extremely honest, almost beyond belief. And there are just many stories of people leaving their wallet or a camera on a train or in a taxi, or laying out on a lobby of the hotel, and it finds their way back to them, where that would almost never happen here. So they're really honest, and because there is this real focus on the team and subordinating your own opinion and respecting the opinions of others and trying to work through that in, I would say, a peaceful way, rather than I'm right and it's my opinion. And well, I won't keep going in that direction, but so yeah, I think that maybe there's not as much direct confrontation, not as much violence as we see here. And then that's also a challenge when the Japanese move here, is they're often not used to the personal security issues that is part of our normal life here, and being a little bit more innocent about life in the United States.
Question.
Yeah.
Oh, about 10, 15 years ago, as a young man, everything was Japanese. You've got to do it the way the Japanese do. This is the way it's to be done. Today, I don't hear that. Of course, I'm out of operation, so I don't know what's going on. But anyway, has there been a change?
I'm not sure that there's really been a change, but I don't think that the novelty is there anymore. And so 20 some years ago, when Japanese companies were first coming to the U.S., and it was really a necessity that both the American workers and Japanese workers got along to make the company function effectively, the Japanese ways of doing business were all new to us. And they were successful at that time. The Japanese economy has been in recession for at least 20 years now. So I don't think that Japanese economic miracle, that's not an apparent situation. And there is, the gentleman pointed out, there are challenges in the Japanese companies here in terms of communication and American, I wouldn't say workers, but the American style of management and the Japanese style of management, they're just simply different. So there's potential for people to have challenges in getting along, but I think that both sides really make an effort, and that's important in order for the company to be successful. And I also think that a lot of those original Japanese models have now been adopted pretty ubiquitously, because the whole just-in-time delivery system, whether you're a Japanese company or not, a lot of manufacturers here have gone to lean manufacturing. They don't even know that originated from Japan or from Deming from the U.S. But so a lot of those practices are now so ingrained they aren't even recognized as having originated from Japan, I think.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. And here's a small package for you. It's the organizer, so I'm sure you can use it. Thank you very much.